Welcome to Walking the Path. I'm so grateful to be here with you. I'm grateful that you're here. Okay, so you're not a brain on a stick. I just want to tell you, you're not a brain on a stick. You, me, we are quantum beings. We are alive with frequency and sensation and intelligence. And the body is not an impediment or an obstacle to enlightenment, but it's actually the pathway. Welcome to Walking the Path. This is what our talk is today. But first, I want to remind you that Walking the Path is under the auspices of Rythmia, that I've had the great pleasure of facilitating classes and being part of this wonderful expansion of consciousness that happens at Rythmia every week. There's a retreat going on every week at Rythmia. And at those retreats, individuals see what's been blocking them, see what's been stopping them, what the imaginary binds have been, and then release that and step into their most authentic self. So I'm grateful for Rythmia. And I want to talk to you today about the body as a bridge and embodiment, energy, and the quantum self. This is our talk today: embodiment, energy, and the quantum self. So the body, I've been really enjoying this idea of the body as a living field of intelligence, that we're not separate, that we're not separate from consciousness, that it is consciousness densified. In other words, consciousness isn't in our mind. We are in consciousness, and we are a condensation of consciousness. In fact, that's what the Bible says. In Genesis, in the beginning, there was a word, and the word was with God, and the word became flesh. And if we look at what a word is a vibration, a frequency, and it's an expression of mind energy, of thought. And so in the beginning, there was a mind energy, a thought, a vibration, a frequency, and that frequency was with God. We might call that the unified field, the realm of infinite intelligence, the realm of infinite potential and infinite possibility. And the word became flesh. And so the idea, the vibration, the frequency became a condensation of an idea. It became a condensation. It became earth. It became material. And so the body is this living field of intelligence that has been consciousness condensed, consciousness densified. And if you even think about the physical body, the cells, our cells themselves communicate through bioelectricity, through hormones and subtle energies. We know now that there's three brains. There's the brain, the mind, the heart, and the gut are three brains. That the gut-brain axis, that fascia is a sensory organ. We're really learning so much about the body and the way that it works as a reflection, as a condensation of infinite intelligence and order and balance and harmony. And so this is where science is catching up to what the yogis and the shaman and the mystics have all been talking about. We've long known that the body is a temple. And all of the sages speak of embodied awareness. So we're really bringing heaven to earth. We are the bridge, and the body holds the score. It also holds the key. And this is inspired by Bessel van der Kolk. So embodiment equals integration at the quantum level. Embodiment is integration at the quantum level. I know if you've had an insight through meditation, through plant medicine, through nature, you've had this insight, but you can't think your way into alignment after you have the insight. We must feel, we must breathe, we must move this insight into the body. We literally call it embodiment. And when we're regulated, when we're attuned and present in our bodies, we're coherent. The brain, the heart, the gut, the three brains are all coherent. And I want to reference the Heart Math Institute because they talk a lot about emotional coherence affecting heart rate variability, which affects our magnetic field output. So they've done studies of the electromagnetic field of the heart. And when we're in love, when we're in gratitude, the electromagnetic field of the heart enlarges. When we're in fear or anger or scarcity, lack, limitation, it shrinks literally the energy that we're putting out. And what is that energetic? That's called the toric field. And so as we embody these new insights, we're actually sending out energetic impulses into the creative medium that is consciousness all around us. We're a part of it. It's a part of us. We're in, through, and as it. There's no separation. It's the mystery of life that it's all around us. It's in us, and that we're it, but we're us, and it's immanent and transcendent. I mean, these are ancient truths that we'll take, that are here for us to continue to contemplate. But what this means in terms of embodiment and integration at the quantum level is that it's, there's some practical tools. We don't need to just talk about the esoteric. I love it. I love the esoteric, the philosophical, but let's make it practical. Practical tools to support embodied integration, micro practices of breath work, somatic check-ins, and grounding. Now I'm talking about a micro practice that you can do by just stopping for a moment and checking in. Checking your breath, stopping for a moment and scanning your body, bringing your awareness, bringing your intentionality to this moment. This is integration. This is a micro practice. Another idea is to ask, where am I right now? What are my thoughts? Check my thoughts. If we're constantly signaling to the signaling through our electromagnetic field into the creative medium, then a moment to just stop and check my thoughts. The saying, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Well, okay, that's what we're talking about. Now, this idea is easy to do. You can set alarms on your phone. You could make it fun. You could make it a game. You could say, all right, every time I hear a car horn honk, every time I see the color yellow, every time somebody says hello or something like that, I'm going to stop and check in and check my thoughts. So these are micro practices that help you align and lets the body catch up. The body moves at the speed of safety. So let the body catch up to the insight. And so often when we have experienced trauma or we're dysregulated due to stress or unresolved emotion, this distorts our signal into the field. So healing isn't about being positive or about it's more about becoming congruent, becoming coherent, where our inner truth matches our outer expression. So this is huge for alchemizing pain into wisdom, alchemizing the insight into embodiment. The most powerful spiritual state is a regulated nervous system. Energy flows where our attention goes, but integration happens where safety lives. Integration happens where safety lives. So when we are regulated, our nervous system is regulated, we're in our most powerful spiritual state. This is the body coming into alignment so that we become an instrument of love, an instrument of peace, an instrument of joy, an instrument of harmony, an instrument of creativity, an instrument of balance, an instrument of oneness. So I want to next really briefly touch on this idea of quantum selection. I've really been digging this thought lately. Quantum selection, that the body is a quantum selector. And we know about the observer effect, that it isn't just that the mind creates a reality, but that we are selecting, our whole system of observing and choosing and aligning is actually selecting our reality. And so when the body and the mind and the spirit are aligned, we become a magnetic field for coherence. And the future isn't something we step into, it's something we tune to, attunement. So quantum selection then becomes the idea of what possibility am I selecting? And then can I align myself emotionally with that possibility? This is how we create what we want. There was some, preparing for this retreat, there was a little bit of a wobble, a little bit of confusion, and what if this happens was the thought. And I thought, okay, well, I'm not even going to worry about what if this happens. I'm selecting what I want to happen. And it's not just, I want it to happen. It's, okay, this is the possibility. There's many possibilities. one possibility is, what if that happens? Another possibility is it works out perfectly. Okay, so what am I going to select? I'm going to select out it works out perfectly. Now, is my emotional body in alignment with that? If my emotional body is still in worry, doubt, fear, what if this happens? Then me selecting everything's going to work out isn't going to work. But if I'm selecting everything's going to work out, everything's in divine order, everything's unfolding in divine perfection, and I can align emotionally with that, if my emotional body and my spiritual body can be in alignment, then I'm powerfully creating quantum selection, the observer effect. I'm aligning my body, mind, and spirit to become an electromagnetic field of coherence for that possibility to emerge in my experience. This is how we create. This is our magic. This is our creative potential. And so, again, the future isn't something we step into. The future is something we tune into. We have to tune into it with our vibrational frequency and our feelings and our intentionality. So I really want to close this little chat with our body is the bridge. Our body is the bridge. What are we crossing into? If my body is the bridge, what am I crossing into? Where is my body holding tension that could be released? What's one way I can return to my body today, not to fix it, but actually to listen to it? So experiment this week. Experiment with moving at the speed of your sensation, not of the story. Experiment with listening to the body and allowing it to guide you. You know, I'll share this with you in meditation. I frequently am controlling my breath. And, you know, either counting to begin or focusing on the breath. But I noticed that I was kind of controlling my breath and sort of the in and out. Even if I was just observing the inhalation and the exhalation, and a thought came, I want to share with you, is I started waiting till the body needs to breathe. So as I exhale, at the bottom of the exhale, my mind goes, it's time to breathe. But I'm in meditation, we're getting out of the mind. And I just wait until the body goes, okay, breathe. And now I'm at the top of the inhale. And I wait until it feels like it's time to exhale. Now, this is the difference. It's a subtle difference, but this is part of becoming in tune with your body, letting your body guide you, and becoming coherent with the signals of the body as a bridge to our integration. And the more we can listen to the body and allow it to feel safe, we can embody the insights that we've had in our meditations, in plant medicine ceremony, in our walks in nature. So I love this idea of selecting our future by aligning our body, mind, and spirit to become a magnetic field of coherence for the selection that we have of what we want to experience. We are the creators of our life experience. We are the selectors of our experience. So what are you selecting? If the body is the bridge, what are you crossing into? Where can we release tension today? Where can we listen to our body instead of trying to fix it? This is a subtle shift. You know, so many of you I know are really good at working out and taking care of your body temple. But what's the subtle shift if, like, maybe instead of pushing so hard on the workouts, my body needed to rest today or do a lighter workout? What? So often my mind is overriding that, like, no, I have this goal and I said I was going to do this 4 or 5 times this week. But listen to our bodies, and the body will guide us. And as we allow it to, you know, if we move at the speed of the sensation of our bodies, we will be attuned. And this attunement is key to our ability to select the future, to select, to attune to that which we wish to experience. All right. So next week, we're going to go a little deeper into frequency, resonance, and how our emotions act like tuning forks. What you feel is what you attract. and what you resonate is what you receive. So we're going to go a little deeper next week into frequency and resonance and how emotions act as tuning forks that call in that which we're seeking to experience. I'm really digging this series on science and spirit. And I'm really grateful that you tuned in. I'll see you next Thursday, same time. And I'm sending you much love.